Hi everyone, thank you so much for signing up for our very first sampler class of the year. I'm very excited. I apologize for not, having it in class, and we, sometimes we, as Amy says, have to do the COVID pivot dance. So thank you for your patience this time, and then hopefully in March everything will be okay. We won't have to do any more pivoting. So I'm just going to do two separate quick videos on assembly. So everything has been die cut for you. You will have to trim this heart, these hearts out of the designer paper, this one and this one. So on the one I did, I just used the scissors. So we have dies, but they don't have to be die cut. So you might want to pause, go ahead and trim all the little hearts out, and then you can stop throughout the video if you need to catch up if you're doing it along with me. All right, so let's get started. I have included instructions and pictures as well, so those were also in the link. So the adhesives you're going to need before we get started, you'll need some glue dots. You'll need some liquid glue. You can use snail or liquid glue to assemble your pieces. And you might need a pick tool to get your pearls off. And then either on one of the strings, let me pause this back. Right here is just white baker's twine that I have colored with a Highland Heather blends. Or you can use a marker, or you can use an ink pad and sponge, or you can leave it white, or you can color it red, whatever you want to do. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to go in the order that they come out of your packet, so try to keep those level. If they get mixed up, that's okay. I had lost a letter V and then I found it. So hopefully they'll be okay. So we are just going to adhere the designer paper to the center of the square. Oh, you also need some tape. Whoops, throwing tape. You need some Scotch tape for the ribbon. Okay, so this is purple ribbon. This is in the annual catalog. I just think I had bought this ribbon a long time ago and I had never used it. And this is the perfect suite to use it with, along with the ribbon that comes with it. Okay, so just tape that on. Then we're going to pop up our heart. After you trim that out, I'm going to put kind of one up here and one down here, so it's not just on the paper. Some of it gets on, or not on the ribbon, so some of it gets on the paper too. And just pop that up over to the side. Oh, I guess I didn't pull that paper off. But I did. Hold on. Okay, well, we're going to pretend that I took the paper off of that and put that right there. And then everybody should have a strip of pearls. And these are the little small pearls in the pack. You should have 6, and I just popped one on right there. All right, so you guys, this is while I'm cutting for all of you, I cut 5 extra sets for my girls. So for Christmas this year, I'm going to give them each a frame and then a whole year's worth of samplers. So yeah, I have to put 5 of these together. So should be interesting. All right, so this is our next one. I'm starting from the top left, and then that's the same order we put them into the packet. And we'll put them all together. All right, so I'm just adhering the paper to the center of the square. And the red squares are all 2 3/4, 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. All right, so I'm putting the ribbon. I'm gonna tape one going vertically, one piece this way. This was the easiest way to do this one. And then one more tape, and we'll do one horizontally. So we're gonna wrap it up like a cute little present. All right. And And then I've tied the bow. So just kind of twist those tails, get those tails underneath, and then you're going to want to trim them because they're longer than they need to be. And then I'm using just a couple of glue dots to put this on. Let's see. Make sure the pretty part of your knot is facing forward. I'll probably just put 2 glue dots just to make sure it's stable. One on the back of either side of the loops. All right, and then just stick this right in the center. All right, super easy. All right, that's 2 down. We're just cruising right along. Right here, I just stamped the X and O with Highland Heather ink. A little too much adhesive there. Pop that down, and then we'll stick this on. Now you can have your stripes going horizontal if you want. We have some horizontal stripes later, so I didn't do that. So I'm going to pop this up right like that. All right, right in the center. All right, now you should have a little piece of white baker's twine. So I colored it with my dark Highland Heather blend. I'm just kind of pulling it through. And then twist it. Let's see. There's a little bit of white showing, it's okay too. And if you don't have this blend, you can use a Highland Heather marker or purple ink, or you could do red too. Just if you're not using alcohol, you're using a regular marker, or you're sponging it with ink, just make sure it's dry before you try to put it onto your heart, because you don't want it to smear or smudge your heart. Okay. The alcohol marker dries really quick, so you don't have to worry about that as much. Okay, so once you feel like that's sufficiently colored, we're going to just tie a little bow. And I've given you more string than you need, so it's easier to tie, but then just pull your ends to make the size bow that you want. Smaller on that side, and then you can put it on with a little dot of Tombow adhesive, or you can use a glue dot. A frog in my throat this morning. I'm just taking this glue dot and kind of rolling it up so it's thin, and then put it on the back of your knot. Okay, so sometimes it's just playing with it a little bit, and then you can trim the ends off right there. All right, now on this panel, I did 3 of the pearls. So I did 2, whoops, where'd it go? 2 right here, and then I did 1 more up here. So I didn't actually put them on the heart, but if you know, it's your project, so you put it where you want. Okay, I'm gonna sit that one there. Next, we're going to do the love panel. All right, let's adhere our DSP to our square. So the squares are 2 3/4 square, and then the DSP is 2 1/2 square. Now you can kind of rotate this however you want. I didn't put that on very straight, or I didn't cut it very straight, one or the other. I don't know. Let me try that one more time. Okay, that's a little better. All right, so we have this white strip. We're going to just adhere this to the red strip. Okay, looks like my white's just slightly bigger, so I'm going to just trim that a little bit. The white and the red should be the same length, so if they're not, you can trim it a little bit. All right, I'm going to just adhere this. I think I'm going to, all the hearts are different. I like that one. This is going to cover most of those center ones. All right, put that there. And this is where you're going to need your Tombow adhesive. I'm sorry, I did not put adhesive on the letters. I will try to be better about that. So just put a very, very thin layer of this. All right. I'm going to glue this down. I'm going to do my L and my E first, and then I'm going to fill in the other letters. Okay, very thin layer of glue. All right. And you can always lay these out first to make sure you have the placement that you want. All right, then in your packet, everybody should have a little pink heart, which is somewhere, here it is. This little pink heart comes from the shaker shapes. So I'm just putting a teeny bit of Tombow right there in the middle of my O. And then I'm going to stick this on right in the center of my O with some Tombow. Whoops, my finger's sticky. Okay, so you just want to make sure that's flat and centered. All right, and that will dry. Okay, moving on to the next one. We have got our Happy Valentine's Day. So we do not have a DSP here because I just wanted this one to kind of stand out. So first, make sure all the centers of the letters are popped out. Okay, you will not have a dot for the I. We're going to dot it with a pearl. Make sure everything's out of the centers. Okay, I think that's all the pieces. All right, so we're gonna start with the happy. Now I don't cover every little inch of this. I'm just doing little bits of glue. And you don't want it squeezing out, so it's gotta be very thin bits of glue. And this needs to be right up at the top. Centered and right at the top edge so it fits in. All right, so we have happy. Okay. Lay it down just enough. Now, if you get extra glue somewhere that you don't want it, just let that dry and you can use your adhesive remover if you want, or you can just leave it. Okay, and now we're going to do day. So these have to be pretty close together so that they all fit on the square. Okay. Now we're going to use another pearl for the eye. right, now at this point we should have one pearl left. I'm going to set that there so I don't lose it. All right, next panel. I've already stamped the sentiment there. So when we do this next month, you guys will do your own stamping. This one wasn't as bad. The other one was a lot of work. Okay, so we're going to adhere this to the circle. This is part of the supple shimmer paper. So it's got the pink, and then it has like Pool Party is the other one. Super, super pretty, and I love glitter paper. They call it shimmer paper, but it's basically glitter paper. All right, now you can turn this around if you want. I'm just gonna do this right here. And everybody's piece will look different. All right, next we are moving on to this one. So I had stamped this one in real red, and this is in the Highland Heather. And then, of course, that's Granny Apple Green with Versamark and white embossing powder. So make sure on this one that your words are all going the same direction. So they can be read. It's just love in all the different languages. All right, we're going to pop up the heart. And this little tag die is in the stamp set, which I didn't even talk about. So let me pull in, I'm using the Sweet Conversations bundle, which comes with a die set as well. I love this. It's such a cute set, so versatile. I like all the little background stamps. Okay, so we're gonna just put the ribbon in. Make sure it's straight and not twisted. All right, and just tie a little half knot. Right at the top of the tag. And then you can trim the ends of the ribbon. And this is a faux linen ribbon. It's really nice and soft. And this is in that Valentine Suite. All right, let's pop this up now. Oh, you know what? We're not going to pop that up. I take that back. I wouldn't, because you're putting in a frame, no more than one pop-up layer, and we already have this popped up. So do not pop up the tag. I just put that at a little angle, and then we're going to use our last pearl on this one. Now, if you guys have more pearls at home, feel free to put as many pearls, or if you want to do rhinestones, or whatever you want to do, just go for it. Okay, so we've got that. Let me put that over there. Okay, next we are going to do this one. All right, so I'm doing my stripes on this piece horizontally. Okay, and this is one of the die cut images, and it's just a little vellum envelope. So what I did is just folded it in on 3 sides, and then I left that top little flap open. All right, so I want my bottom flap to be on the outside. So fold in your sides and then your bottom flap. And I'm just gonna put a glue dot right here at the bottom of the flap to hold it in place. So you can see my glue dot is right at the edge here. And then that's just gonna hold it in place. And then let's just adhere this to the panel. Okay. And you want to put it down near the bottom, centered. And then I'm going to have hearts kind of popping up. So you have 4 hearts. You need to trim them out. I kind of did, and everybody will have different hearts. So I want them kind of coming out. So I'm doing the big one down first. more coming up like out of the top. And I think all of my hearts are flat. So let me do one kind of coming out this way. I'm not so worried about looking at the words. It's more just knowing that they're little conversation hearts and that they're all coming out of the envelope. I want to read at least one of them. So that one says, text me. Then I'm going to use this little red heart, which, yeah, this came out of one of the sets. What am I doing? I'm going to use a glue dot because it's so small. I'm going to use a glue dot right here, like a little seal on the envelope. Like a little wax seal, but it's a paper seal. I'm trying to get it centered. Okay, right there. And that's it for that one. And then our last one is right here. So let's glue this down. And if I'm going too fast, you guys just stop and go back or pause it. Okay, this little banner is in the same die set. So I'm just putting the banner even with the top of the designer paper. And then we have this cute little string of hearts. So just use a little bit of Tombow. Put this down. Okay, and then we have our last little heart. So we're going to pop this up. And I'm just covering that second heart from the top where it says hug me. Okay, so that is all of our panels. So next we are going to assembly. So I'm just going to pick these up. We're going to bring in our 12 by 12 piece of white paper. Okay, get everything off of there. All right, now everybody received two strips. So these are 1 5/8 by 12. So I just cut this out of scrap cardstock that I had. So everybody will have different colors. Now, this is our guide. So we're going to line this up flush with the edge of our paper. And then we're going to line this one up flush with this edge. We're going to do one corner at a time. So if you want, you can tape these two together. All right, you don't have to. You can leave them loose and just do each corner. While I'm here, and I have those lined up as good as I can get them. I'm going to just put a piece of tape right there. Okay, so we're going to start. I'm starting with this bottom corner. You can start with any corner you want. And you can use whatever adhesive you want. I feel like I'm moving things. All right, it's important to get these corners square so that they all line up. All right, so I started with one corner. I'm going to work my way around and do the next corner. And this can be in any order you want. I'm just making sure this is flush with the edge of that. Okay, then this corner is this one. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and put this one right here, which is the love. Because I'm just going to be flush with the guide, and then, but I'm just going to eyeball in between the two. So just center them between the two. Okay. Now we're going to rotate again and do this next corner. All right, let's see, it's this heart right here. Well, it's sticky seal. Okay. All right, now we want to do this one in the middle. Make sure your bow's facing the right direction and just center that. All right, let's give it another rotation. And this corner is this one right here. Okay. There we go. Now we're going to do, well, let's do this one, which is this one with the sparkly circle. I'd like to have something sparkly, especially on holidays, holiday samplers. I don't know that our next one has anything too sparkly. All right, let's flip this around. So now we're right side up. We're going to do this one right here. So the trick is to go all the way around. Oh, I am out. Hold on. I have a refill. I am prepared for once. Okay. There we go. Well, it's always nice to get a new one. It always feels so smooth. Okay. Just making sure this is flush on the bottom and then centered. And now we can just take that off and put our Happy Valentine's Day right in the middle. So we have 4 sides to kind of use as a guide. So I don't use anything. We just kind of eyeball it. Okay. And that's it. That's your 12 by 12 Valentine sampler. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'm going to do video number 2 for the March sampler. Okay, I'll see you in a minute. Bye.